Hey everyone, Andrew back for another Barista Basics video. I hope that you guys are doing well. As you can tell from today's title, we are going to be discussing spiked coffees. And I'm honestly surprised that I did not think of this idea earlier, considering the fact that I certainly have tried out many of these that I'm going to mention in the past. And I'm just, anyways, surprised that I hadn't thought of it sooner. But better late than never, I guess, right? So, this video should hopefully, fingers crossed, actually be short because there's not too much information for this. Just a bunch of different, in my opinion, liqueurs or liqueurs. The one that's like EU, not like OU. That pair well with coffee. So I'd say probably, hey mosquito, I'd say probably one of the most common, just like that I've heard in passing that pairs well with coffee, and probably the one that I myself have tried most often, I guess, would be amaretto, which is essentially an almond liqueur, and obviously this nuttiness pairs extremely well with coffee. If you've ever gotten, a hot coffee before and had, a pump of hazelnut in there or some hazelnut creamer or something, that they pair very well together. Usually, nutty flavors tend to pair well with coffee. So almonds and almond flavor are no exception to that as well, meaning that amaretto, of course, would pair extremely well. Actually, probably what I should say as well is that, of course, these are like little cocktails that you would probably consume, maybe on a weekend or, maybe during a special event like your birthday or, the holiday season perhaps, or, Thanksgiving or something. I wouldn't recommend doing this every day when you have your cup of coffee, like putting in a shot of amaretto or something else in it. I just think that probably would be for the best to not do that every day. Just figure out how to put that discretionary statement out there in case anybody decides to get any funny ideas. But yes, amaretto, almond liqueur would be a great option. Now, sort of moving a little adjacent to that, but very similar, would be Frangelico, which of course is hazelnut liqueur. And this, again, the nuttiness also pairs extremely well with coffee. Another one that, well, honestly, I said that amaretto was probably the most common. That's the one that I've had the most. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what I'm about to say would probably be the most common just in general for people to fix with their coffee, which would be Bailey's or any sort of, kind of like Irish cream liqueur. Obviously, this pairs extremely well with coffee because instead of creamer or milk or anything, you can use the Bailey's or whatever company it may be instead. So that just helps to add creaminess to your coffee, of course, as well as some lovely liqueur flavor. So yeah, I guess probably Bailey's would be the most common that people put with their coffee. Then I'd say amaretto would be a close second, in my personal experience anyways. But moving on from those, other sorts of liqueurs that would also work really well. This one I don't think is super common, but Sambuca, which is like anise, which, is kind of like black licorice tasting liqueur, also pairs really well with coffee. I've had that in the past too. My dad introduced me to that actually, and it was pretty good. Not gonna lie. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had it with a shot of espresso or two instead of hot coffee, but they're relatively similar. They come from the same bean, so I imagine that with a cup of hot coffee, maybe a little taster in there wouldn't pair too badly either. Another one would probably be any sort of coffee liqueur. Obviously, that would pair very. Also, even like a caramel liqueur too. Any sort of sweet flavored liqueur. Of course, that would add sweetness to the coffee, but also add that delicious flavor, whatever it may be. Um, I feel like I had another one that I was thinking about. Um, no, I guess, yeah, I think that actually might be it. Pretty short video today, as we can see. So I guess I can just do a quick little review of some of the liquors, the spirits that pair well with coffee. So I guess starting from the beginning, we have amaretto, which is almond. We have frangelico, which is hazelnut. We have Bailey's, which is Irish cream, or, like just any sort of Irish cream liqueur. Then we have sambuca, which is anise flavored. We have, what did I say after that? Oh, and then we just have like other sort of sweetly flavored liqueurs, like chocolate or caramel. I don't even know if they make like cinnamon liqueurs. That would also probably go really well too. That probably wouldn't be as sweet per se. Maybe add a bit more of like a spiced kick to your. Oh, also had another thought. Spiked eggnog too. Obviously, this would be kind of more specific for the holiday season, but spiked eggnog too would, of course, pair really well because, spiked, so we love that. And then eggnog, that's sort of a hit or miss for certain people. But in coffee, I feel like you don't taste the eggnog as much, obviously, because the coffee's pretty overpowering. And in addition, the spiked aspect of the eggnog would probably take away from the eggnog taste too. So that might be another valuable option as well to try out. And again, I just want to say that these, little mini cocktails, whatever, these little spirit drinks should be consumed responsibly, of course. Make sure that, you're not about to drive an hour to work and like down, 2 cups of coffee with lots of sambuca or, whatever in there, because that's obviously not safe. So be smart when you consume alcohol in any way, shape, or form. That includes in spiked coffee. But yeah, so that is it. Sorry, my nose is a bit itchy and these mosquitoes are eating me alive. That's it for today's video. I hope that you guys learned something. There's honestly not much to learn from this video except how to get drunk at 8 in the morning. So I hope that you at least enjoyed the video and maybe learned about a new, liqueur and coffee combination that maybe you hadn't heard of or thought of in the past and would like to try sometime. Again, but please try and enjoy responsibly. But with all that said, I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you are staying safe and sane, healthy, motivated, and entertained. I also hope that if you are protesting, especially, that you are staying extra, extra super duper safe. Always be sure to have an emergency contact or two on standby, a trustworthy one that is readily available in case something goes wrong. Seeing people in Portland and now in New York getting snatched up by unmarked police vans is it's setting a very unsettling tone. So please, please, please be sure to stay safe and stay in groups too. I think considering this new, sort of stuff that's happening regarding, these unmarked cars, I think staying in groups would there's safety in numbers. So that would be another valuable piece of advice as well. But yes, if you were unable to protest or if you don't feel comfortable protesting, whatever, of course, there are still lots of petitions and organizations and funds that require donations. Lots of GoFundMes also are requiring lots of donations too. So there are lots of ways that you can still help out the Black Lives Matter movement without having to protest. So I encourage you to look into some of those and perhaps consider donating if you have some funds for that. And yeah, again, I just hope that you guys are doing well. I really appreciate you for checking this video out, and I hope that you guys are staying well, and I shall see you next week for another Barista Basics video. And I'm not even going to mention the other video because that is on hiatus until further notice, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys are staying well, and take care. I'll see you soon.